Now let me lay it out plain, because this is the part that had my jaw on the floor. Vivian really went and swore on her children's lives, yes, her kids' actual lives, just to make a point online. I had to rewind because I thought, surely, I misheard. Nope, she said it clear as day. I'm sitting there like, ma'am, are you okay? Because that's not strength, it's not conviction. That's desperation dressed up in a Sunday hat. No mother in her right mind drags her children into the middle of an internet beef. That's not loyalty, it's recklessness. It doesn't feel like I'll do anything for my babies. It feels like I don't care what happens to them, so long as I win this comment war. And honestly, that's chilling. But here's the kicker. The meltdown that followed was pure gold. Whatever y'all sent her that made her unravel like that, I'm begging you, send it again. Double it. Run it back on full volume. Because what we got was primetime entertainment. 1 second she's calm, trying to hold it together, and the next, she's spiraling like a bad soap opera plot twist. You could almost hear the theme music. She went from dignified to unhinged in record time, and when she tossed her kids into the line of fire, the stakes went from messy to surreal. Watching her backpedal was like hearing sneakers squeal on a gym floor, loud, frantic, and impossible to ignore. That's the show I want tickets to. Popcorn in hand, front row seats, because this isn't just another angry rant online. This is Vivian dragging her circus right back into the courthouse spotlight. At this point, she should scrap her entire brand and relaunch under a new title, Wasting the Court's Time with Vivian. Honestly, that headline would fit every single appearance she's made in this saga. Not chasing truth, not chasing closure. She's clocking in daily to stir chaos like it's her 9-to-5, never missing a shift, never taking a vacation. In today's episode, pure telenovela energy. Vivian's online acting like she's the star of a courtroom drama where every plotline has her noble self as the protagonist and Jedediah as the cartoon villain lurking in the shadows. The problem is, she really thinks that if she avoids saying his name outright, we won't connect the dots. Sis, please, you could write it backward in Pig Latin, draw it in hieroglyphics, or tap it out in Morse code. Everyone already knows who you're talking about. The shade is obvious, the denial is louder, and the delusion off the charts. And here's the dangerous turn. Vivian has started weaponizing her kids as emotional armor. She tosses their names into arguments like a shield, hoping it makes her untouchable. That's not maternal devotion, that's manipulation. It's a guilt trip dressed up as self-sacrifice. She's trying to wring sympathy from the internet while dodging accountability in the same breath. But instead of looking strong, it makes her look cold, like clout and attention come before her own children, swearing on their lives for YouTube beef. That's not just messy, that's tragic. So here's my humble request. To everyone who has ever sent her receipts, screenshots, DMS, proof, donations, whatever, send them again, louder, because the second that evidence piles high enough, she's going to crack. She's going to panic. When she does, the backpedal will be so dramatic you'd think Usher choreographed it himself. Watching Vivian fold under the weight of her own contradictions is the only live entertainment I need this week. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, and you already know the drill. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your spiciest takes in the comments, because Vivian's meltdown saga, it's officially back in heavy rotation. Every single time a court date looms, it's like a timer goes off in her brain ding. And suddenly, she's back online, ranting like her entire life depends on it. Meanwhile, Jedediah doesn't even lift a finger. He's living rent-free in her head, luxury suite included, full service. Court date pending, rant posted, waste of time, billed like she's charging by the hour. At this point, let's just rebrand the whole thing as the Courtroom Clown Chronicles. And the funniest part, Vivian genuinely believes that skipping Jedediah's name somehow protects her from accusations of slander. Ma'am, you could scribble it backward in mirror writing and we'd still know exactly who you mean. Out here in reality, we're wide awake. The bedtime stories only sound convincing in her echo chamber. But let's get to the wildest twist of all. Vivian's latest claim is that she refund people, but only if the so-called cancer claim was the reason they donated. Excuse me? Refund to where exactly? Her ghost email address? Her hijacked political campaign account? The same campaign she used as a launch pad when she first dropped that bombshell. Sis, stop playing. You said it loud, clear, and into a microphone. On camera, in front of witnesses, we didn't mishear. We didn't dream it. We saw it. This isn't rumor. This isn't speculation, it's recorded history. Picture it. Vivian, mic in hand, standing in front of a packed room telling everyone she was battling cancer. You could hear the gasps, see the sympathetic nods. And then, the second someone questioned her, she flipped the script. I never said that, ma'am. We were there. This isn't a bad game of telephone. This is gaslighting in 4K Ultra HD. You don't get to erase a public statement just because it's no longer convenient. That's not confusion. That's calculation. That's getting caught. And here's the insult layered on top. Vivian seems to think donations poured in because people misunderstood. Wrong. People gave because she painted a heart-wrenching picture, life or death. Tear-jerking, stage-level serious. And when they brought it up later, she nodded along, never corrected. Not even once. Not even when her own son looked visibly confused, asking, "Wait, I thought it was just a tumor." That moment alone is the smoking gun. The internet got the tragic cancer story. Her family got the watered-down, just a tumor version. Priorities, right? Now she's spinning it again. Oh, I didn't mean cancer. I was confused. Girl, the truth isn't confused. It's hiding from you in witness protection. The truth has restraining orders against you. It doesn't live in your house, your heart, or your hard drive. Instead of admitting the obvious, she doubles down. I never said that. Okay then, unwind the scam. Return the funds. Do the right thing before the lies bury you deeper. And don't forget her latest excuse. I wasn't at the trustee meeting when the donation was planned. Cute. If you weren't there, then how do you know what was discussed? What do you know the purpose of the money? And most importantly, why didn't you stand up and correct the record when the word cancer bounced around that room like loose confetti? You had one job, tell the truth, but you didn't. You let the narrative ride you straight to the donation table like it was uber black. Let's be real. There's a huge difference between being confused and being manipulative. One is human, the other is hustle. And Vivian, we know which one you're clocked in for. You're not lost, you're performing. Mask on, lies scripted, lines rehearsed. And if you've lied about everything else, why should this be different? At this point, I don't even know if your name's really Vivian. You could be Karen, Susan, or an alias cooked up on the spot. The energy screams fake identity. At first, I tried to give her grace. I thought maybe she slipped up. Maybe she misspoke. But not anymore. Now I'm just sitting front row at the circus, hoping the clown car doesn't unload even more chaos. And when she pulls out the sympathy card, excuse me for having a tumor. Nah, no. You don't get to weaponize pity after building your AR. Brand on lies. That's not healing. That's grifting. The internet knows the difference. Because here's the bottom line. Confusion is human. Deceit is fraud. And Vivian, you've built yourself a fraud resume long enough to file taxes on it. That's why the court is calling, and that's why you're going to lose. Jedediah is pulling up with documents, dates, and proof. Meanwhile, you're juggling fairy tales, excuses, and fiction. Keep talking, and don't be surprised when embarrassment comes with a side order of criminal charges. So, behave yourselves out there, folks. Mama's always watching, and yes, Mama loves you. She really, really does. But even love can't save someone who swears on her kids' lives just to win YouTube beef. And Vivian, that's the hill you've chosen to die on.